Good afternoon and welcome. Mark Gallagher, Joey Dubois at the inaugural opening 2015 Uxbridge Spartans football season. Joey, it is a pleasure to be here with you today as we look to pass the torch this year from old school broadcasting to new school broadcasting. So the Uxbridge Spartans today on September 12th, on an absolutely beautiful late summer day, are going to take on the team from North in Worcester. Tell us what we're looking for this year, Joey.
Well, North last year went 6-5 under Coach Dan Boyle. This is now Dan Boyle's 8th year as the coach, and over those past 7 years, he's gone 17-60 as the coach. So last year really was a great year for this program, and they look to be going up as the past few years have not been great for them. And for Uxbridge last year, they went 8-3, but they lost quarterback Jake Taparowski, a big loss for this team, as well as many other seniors that will all be big losses for this team. So it is a different team this year for Uxbridge, but they do have a lot of good young players on that team looking to step up and fill those holes left by the seniors. Yeah,
last year this team, these two teams met early in the season, with Uxbridge coming off with a 7-0 win where they scored on their first possession and then had to hold them off for the remaining 55 minutes. But a win is a win, and you're right, some big losses for the Uxbridge Spartans. 7 seniors, 5 of them starters, and I agree with you in talking with Coach Martellio before this game that they do have to make up, you know, those seniors that they lost, but he's confident in the slots they've had to fill with a pretty much a heavily laden senior and junior roster this year.
This year, actually, I have the stat right here, 30 upperclassmen on this roster, so very veteran team.
Yeah, and you're gonna see some big names that return this year. We've got captains Cam Stewart, Kyle Sakonic, Brent Whitlock, Oliver Sawyer, Scotty Blanchard, John Sylvia, all names that we mentioned very often last year. So look for them to set a solid leadership role again this year. As you can see, the captains coming towards center field, and for North, we've got Nate Griffin, Madison Green, and Edward Boma, number 34, 33, and number 1, meeting with, as I mentioned earlier, Cam Stewart, Kyle Sakonic, and Brent Whitlock. I was surprised at how much the Spartans do have for an upperclassman roster, but the other thing is the heavy freshman-laden roster, and that feeder program for Uxbridge has been excellent at the middle school and the freshman level, with a lot of talent and a lot of upside coming from these younger kids.
But sometimes I think quality is better than quantity, and last year you had 7 seniors all playing a lot of time and all very, very good. So losing them will hurt a lot, and I think 2 guys for every 1 guy that left might do it, but I think the quality of the players is more important than the numbers that you have.
Oh, absolutely. And again, you've only got an 11-game season. The Spartans coming off a very successful, the last 2 seasons under Coach Bob Martellio, 8-3, I believe you mentioned, for last year on a playoff run where we saw some very exciting games here. If you remember last year in the rain against, I believe it was Prouty.
Yep.
Where John Sylvia on the end line with that fumble, preserving that victory as the Spartans last year very successful all around, football, basketball, baseball.
Led by that group of seniors that we were talking about.
Correct. Yes. So some big shoes to fill here in the 2015 season, but totally capable for these Spartans that we see storming the field right now as we get ready for kickoff. And again, I'd like to thank Barry Giles and UCTV, Channel 194, for having me out here today. Joey Dubois for allowing me to sit in as we had a break in schedule for my son Cam Gallagher, who played here last year, and the Westfield State Owls, where Anthony Abate is also out there from the last year's class, Joey. Chris Story is a senior out there, so some Uxbridge kids all over the New England football scene. Jake Taparowski in the house today, who's playing down at Marist. We're going to switch it over to public address announcer Tom Rosborough and get these festivities started.
In the Worcester North, please stand, remove your helmets and hats for the playing of the national anthem, led by band director Kathleen Pendra.
job by Kathleen
North High
Penz and
School
the Uxbridge
team
High School
is led by
Band for a
captains number
national
12,
anthem.
Nate Griffin. Check number 34, Nate Griffin. Number 33, Madison Green. And number 1, Ed Boma. Your Uxbridge Spartans are led by captains number 3, Cam Stewart. Number 10, Brent Whitlock. And number 56, Kyle Sakanic.
Uxbridge will be back to receive this opening kickoff.
Look for Max White-Cohen to be your starting quarterback, taking over for Jake Taparowski after, I believe, if not 4 years, at least 3 years as a starter.
About 3.5. He was towards the end of his freshman year. I believe they gave him some looks at as a starting QB when that team struggled. So,
and he got some time last year. I remember throwing him a touchdown pass on a game that he came in. Coach Martello had some very nice things to say about his play so far here in the preseason. Okay, Joey, here we go. Take it away.
North will be kicking it off. Uxbridge back to receive with Cam Stewart, Oliver Sawyer, and Cam Butler back there deep. Kick goes to Cam Stew. He'll kick it out to the right side, and he'll have some room to run. And he'll be taken down right around the 40-yard line.
That's number 3, Cam Stewart with the return.
It's a nice return as number 5, Sean Creighton, created a nice little gap for him to cut back upfield about the 35-yard line, which got him to at their 41-yard line. So not a bad return right there of about 25 yards for Cam Stewart.
Now the huddle led by Max White-Cohen. That new QB for Uxbridge that we were talking about. It's got Cam Stewart in the backfield right there. Mike Rosa in motion. Cam Stew gets the ball. He'll kick it out to the left. And he'll get taken down for about no gain or a loss of 1 there.
Yeah, I think a loss of 1. I thought actually if he had cut back in toward midfield, he could have picked up a couple of yards, but the nice job by North right there, pushing him outside and sealing that edge, not allowing Stewart to get that cut back.
Trips right this time for Uxbridge with Oliver Sawyer, the lone receiver, on the left side. And it'll be a screen pass out to Mike Rosa. And he'll have some room to run. He'll get taken down right around the opposite 45-yard line. So a big 15-yard gain there for the first down of the Uxbridge Spartans this season.
Yeah, they move into North territory, and I like the way that play developed so quickly. No hesitation on White-Cohen's part. Got it quickly out to number 7, Rosa, and he turned and ran with it. Nice play, developed very quickly.
I think we'll see that a lot more from Uxbridge this year. Last year you had Jake Taparowski, who could really just really dynamic player who can make plays for himself. But this year Max White-Cohen, more of a system quarterback to get the first downs and get this team moving. That pass goes to Josh Calaman. For about a 5-yard gain. He'll get taken down around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, a little behind him, but Josh with a nice catch, reaching back and pulling that ball in for a 5-yard gain, a little bit more right there. And I agree with you. Jake Taparowski was a double weapon with that read option capability, where you saw him run as much as he did pass, and you know his records last year speak for themselves.
This time Max White-Cohen's under center, handed off to Cam Stewart, who will just power it right up the middle. And looks like he got the first down there. Dragged those defenders for about 3 extra yards there for a 6-yard gain.
Cam Stewart looked like his brother Jared right there with that bulldozing low to the ground, low gravity type of running, where all he does is just move his feet and eat up yardage. So the Stewart family tradition continues, as his dad, Jeff Stewart, now a coach on Uxbridge, was also a outstanding athlete for the dreaded, hated Northbridge Rams.
They're definitely looking for Cam Stewart to be that Jared Stewart kind of player now, to be the guy for this team. That's a flag. Looks like it's against Uxbridge.
False start, Uxbridge.
Tom Rosborough with the false start call right there. So the first penalty of the year moves Uxbridge back to about the 39. Back to Cam Stewart, big senior year for him. So he's had quite a bit of experience on this team as his 3rd year on varsity. Fine year last year. He is a double weapon as well, can run the ball and can come out on the flat to receive the ball. He'll be kicking today as Jesse Hanscom, the place kicker, is injured. So multi-talented athlete in Cam Stewart.
The pass will go to Oliver Sawyer, but it'll be incomplete. So now 2nd and 15 on the 40-yard line.
Those out passes just seem to be about just slightly behind the receivers we've seen these last 2 plays. We're there with Sawyer and previously with Josh Callahan.
No gain on the play.
Oliver Sawyer, again, a senior this year, looking to have a breakout year. He's your biggest target out there as far as Max White-Cohen is concerned, too.
That one goes to Sawyer right there.
Wow, you got to, ooh, almost broke away.
Good tackle by number 5 on North there to take him down for about a 7-yard gain.
Number 5 is Christian Morales, senior.
Christian Morales.
He's also their quarterback, so probably a very good player for this team.
Yeah, a number of seniors on this North team as well. They're heavily laden junior, senior. In fact, I'm only showing 5 sophomores on this team. Everybody else a junior or senior for the North. Going deep, he's got him. Oh, wow. And they're calling that a touchdown. That's a great pass.
What a great play there. Look for a lot of that from Uxbridge this year. They'll be trying to hit Oliver Sawyer on those deep passes, just throw it up for him to grab it. This year, that'll be a common play.
That's just a nice ball from Max White-Cohen, and I'll tell you, Oliver Sawyer ran a great route, and as I just alluded to, he's your biggest target out there, Joey, and there was a mismatch height-wise, so you throw that ball like Taparowski did to him last year, he'll go up and get it for you, but that was just looped nicely over that defender, and right away, you know, 4 minutes, 15 seconds into this season, Joey, Uxbridge up 6-0, and here comes Cam Stewart to do the place kicking.
Let's not forget, though, last year, this Uxbridge North game started in a similar way, and
that's right.
This was the final score, so.
No, it gets there. It wasn't pretty, but it's the result that counts, as I thought North just barely, they had some pressure in there and just barely missed knocking that ball down, but Cam Stewart boots it through, and if you remember, Joey, before Jesse Hanscom took over last year, he was your place kicker 2 years ago, his sophomore year.
And he's pretty good too.
Yeah,
so.
he did I think he was, if I remember correctly, like 24 for 28 overall that year. So Kyle Sekonic, I believe, is going to be punting this year for the Spartans. But back to what you just mentioned, this is exactly how Uxbridge started, scored on their first possession, took a 7-0 lead, and then ended up holding on literally at North to win that game 7-0. Good start for the Spartans, as I thought Max White-Cohen showed a lot of maturity and capability moving that team downfield between Cam Stewart running the ball and some nice passes to a variety of receivers. We saw Callahan, Cam Stewart, Michael Rosa, and Oliver Sawyer all combined for that first score.
And in that scrimmage last week, the offense really didn't get much at all that entire game, so great to see the offense come out firing right away in this game.
Well, that's the thing. You talk about those scrimmages. I think they only had, I don't think the Uxbridge Spartans really showed a lot of what they're capable of this year in those scrimmages. Offensively, I think you didn't see too much point-wise and production-wise, so it's nice for them to get off here today on such a good positive note.
And I think the key for this Uxbridge offense is White-Cohen, and it should be, because you see all the skill players for Uxbridge, all very good. And last year, Taparowski brought out the best of them, and that's what White-Cohen has to go for this year as well.
It's a kickoff from Cam Stewart, nicely done. Oh, there's a little fumble right there. Here come the Spartans. Nicely done.
Way to swallow him up there about at the 12-yard line. And now the North offense is set up in very bad field position.
That was Madison Green who was receiving that and fumbled that ball, allowing Uxbridge to trap him deep in his own end.
Madison Green is the lead running back for this team, though. He got 10 touchdowns last year, so he should be a weapon on offense for them.
Well, here goes a test for this defense. Big number 72, Hunter Walker, leading that as a senior, leading that front line in there. You've also got Sam Wojciechowski, number 77, 51, Dan Petrillo, Josh Callahan I see out there on the line.
And there's that weird formation from North that they like to run, and a great tackle by Oliver Sawyer for loss of 3 there.
Oliver Sawyer.
I love to see that from Oliver Sawyer. See those guys come out of the secondary, recognize that run, and go out to meet them versus waiting for that offense to come to your defense. I love that aggressiveness right there. That's a great play and great recognition by Sawyer.
North has that string formation that they do where it's all the linemen are down, no receivers are out there, all lined up behind the line, and it's just the quarterback in the backfield, and he just takes it to one side. It looks like they're lined up in that formation again here. Oh, but it's a reverse.
Oh, nice job by Scott Blanchard, number 4 right there, as I think it was Sean Creighton or Cam Stewart that just barely missed getting him for a loss in the background, but good containment on the outside edge by Blanchard as we've got a polar bear down on the field right there. Yeah, let's go over this Uxbridge defense that we've got out there. Like I said, we've got number 77, Sam Wojo, 72, Hunter Walker, Scott Blanchard's out there, Brent Whitlock. These are all guys that come out on, this year, Joey, with varsity experience. But again, we go back to that 2014 team, you know, and the way this program has progressed the last several years. You know, I don't know if you look at it as pressure on this new team or just yet another building block as this program continues to move forward and upward.
Like you mentioned earlier, Bob Martelli in his first 2 years as coach for this team, first year went 6-5, last year went 8-3. So you'd hope that that record keeps getting better. There's a run again. Looks like just got the first down. Got tackled right around the first down marker.
Yeah, Sawyer came out, and that was a nice blocking. And as Coach Martello told me earlier, that this is a team from North that likes to run that spread offense, and you saw it there as they just worked their way downfield to a first down. And Madison Green basically almost single-handedly, Joey, getting that first down in this first series for the Polar Bears.
Looks like they're in a double wing, double tight formation here. Or nope, just that weird everyone on the line formation again.
Ooh, Green, and that ball's on the ground. That ball's loose.
Fumble on the play.
And it is Uxbridge ball. I was about to say, Joey, he's carrying that ball like a loaf of bread, and that thing was just hanging out there. Now there's a flag, so it's probably got to be unsportsmanlike against the Bears. That's going to be my guess.
Just threw his helmet, so that's what it's got to be.
Wow, salt in the wound for the Polar Bears right there. A turnover followed by the personal foul is what's just going to put the Spartans even closer to the goal line. Ill-advised penalty by the Polar Bears.
That penalty's on Madison Green. You see his teammates now trying to calm him down.
Now, you have to have a little more self-control like that, especially as a senior and a team captain and leader.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, North.
Not the example you want to set for your teammates and especially younger players.
Now Uxbridge will start off this possession on the 13-yard line.
Takes over on the North 13.
Wow. That momentum switch right there. And then the penalty on top of it, Joey. This is a great opportunity for the Spartans to take advantage and go up another score.
Maybe we'll see a bit more scoring in this North Uxbridge game than we did last year.
That's right. We're on the right track. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left here in the first quarter.
White Cohen drops back. That pass
he's wide open.
Sawyer. And he'll get in there. First second touchdown of the day.
Jeez, and he had plenty of time. Give the offensive line a lot of credit there, Joey, as Max White Cohen had all day long to check down field on several different options, finally ending up with Oliver Sawyer, who I can't understand how we got so wide open.
He should be the player that they're keying in on the most, at least the receiver that they should be keying in on the most, and it's just wide open right there.
Wow, so definitely a blow to the North Polar Bears here with that turnover and then the unsportsmanlike as the Uxbridge Spartans take advantage and capitalize immediately.
Cam Stewart will kick this extra point again.
Max White Cohen on the hold. And again, North almost in there. I actually think the ball went through his hands right there.
Line's holding him out just enough to get those extra points on the board.
So 6 minutes and 1 second left in the fourth, and the Uxbridge Spartans have doubled their offensive output versus this team last year as they're up 14-0. And the North Polar Bears find themselves in quite the hole here with 6 minutes left in the first, Joey.
And this Uxbridge defense is the strength of the team, at least it should be, so seeing them put up 2 touchdowns so quickly is great to see. Maybe be an equal attack this year from Uxbridge.
Setting up deep to return.
It looked like North was just starting to gain some momentum with Madison Green as he was running the ball, but just carelessly holding that ball in his last possession ended up in the fumble, which Uxbridge quickly capitalized. So we saw this from this team last year as they were you mentioned a swarming defense, and for them to capitalize, these are some great opportunities.
I believe they had 3 shutouts last year, 3 or 4, whatever it was. I know is the most in Central Mass, which is a great stat.
Yeah, I think that defense was in the first half of the season was only averaging, giving up 6 points.
Shut out David Prouty twice and also shut out the North team.
And here come the Bears again. Oh, he slips, actually, fortunate. Nothing going right so far here as Green picks himself up, shaking his head as he tripped over. It looked like to be about the 15-yard line. And they will start from about, looks like the
19-ish?
Yeah, 19-yard line. So get that defense going, going again.
Let's see if Green carries the ball any more carefully this time after fumbling it on that last possession.
Their quarterback is looks like to be, is it number 11, Damian Watson? Oh, and another miscue is Madison Green is caught in the background. That's a great play by Josh Callanan. It's a huge loss right there. It looks like it's going to be spotted about the 5-yard line, so almost a 14-yard loss on yet another miscue by the North Polar Bears.
Uxbridge has all the momentum in this game right now after those mistakes that North has made early in this game.
Yeah, Josh Callanan, man on the spot, and he's another player that we've actually seen on this team since his freshman year. So he brings some experience to this defense.
Still only a junior, so this could be his real breakout year.
You see the secondary, number 3, 4, and 5 for the Spartans: Cam Stewart, Scott Blanchard, and Sean Creighton. Callanan in there at number 42, Whitlock number 10. With some whistles. His whistles on the play is something against North. And we're hearing a legal substitution.
Penalties on North.
Boy, Joey, you talk about when things are going bad. You just can't find enough bullets to shoot yourself in the foot.
Second and about 28 now on the 2-yard line or so.
Good opportunity here, and they're going to look to pass Watson, and he's in big trouble. He's not the quickest of feet, and there's some great defensive balls on the ground. Pull that pile off.
The North player
And
just got
Callanan
just out of the
saying
end
it's
zone.
Callanan saying it's Uxbridge.
That was number 11, Damian Watson.
Everybody coming up, and it is Uxbridge ball. It's number 33, Matthew Johnson, sophomore.
He went to St. John's last year and transferred back to Uxbridge, and I know he got a lot of time on that freshman team for St. John's last year, and that's not easy to do, so look for him to play a big part on this varsity team for Uxbridge this year.
Good for him. Welcome to Uxbridge High School, Matthew Johnson, and that's a big play, and that's a nice way to start your career here, recovering a fumble as the dejected North Polar Bears, haul themselves off the field, just shaking their heads. They don't know what's going on right here, Joe.
Uxbridge should take a commanding 21-0 lead within seconds, and then they'll be even more lost as a team.
Well, I'll tell you, you're right. You have to capitalize in this game because it can turn so quickly and so easily. So you got to get while the getting's good and throw as much as you can at a team and keep your foot down on their neck. Don't let them up. Okay. I don't know if we're in a timeout where you got 4 minutes, 37 seconds in the first quarter. A 14-0 lead for the Uxbridge Spartans as they get ready to go on their third offensive series first two resulting in touchdowns to Oliver Sawyer from Max White-Cohen as they sit here on the north 1.5 yard line waiting for the Polar Bears to regroup, come out there and see if they can get their heads in this game, Joe.
I can't tell yet if this is a North team that has gotten a lot worse or an Uxbridge team that has gotten a lot better, because last year, as we've said, 7-0. Uxbridge barely pulling that game out, and already this game is taking a very good turn in Uxbridge's favor.
Well, they lost a big running back last year. I remember number 36. I can't remember his name, but that kid was just massive. And you can tell that loss. And here's a quick one play again off the turnover.
John Sylvia up the middle.
Carried on the play by number 30, John Sylvia.
And we saw John Sylvia the year he had last year, both sides of the ball. He's an impressive player, Joey. I love the way that kid plays the ball, especially defensively. He gives you 110% every time he's with the ball, near the ball, or on the ball.
Very unique player, too, as he is naturally a running back, but with his size, they have to put him at guard most of the time. But then in I formation, they put him back as the fullback, as you saw there, and he ran that one in for a touchdown. Like you were saying about that number 36 player last year for North, he just fits the mold of that North offense perfectly with that power formation that they run, just giving it up the middle, because that was exactly what he was tailor-made for. So they don't have that player this year.
Oh,
we're seeing it
little
already.
chicanery. Cohen finds. Oh, looking for Sean Creighton. Couldn't develop as they went for the 2-point conversion. So nice job as North finally comes away with a stop on something here, as the Spartans give up the extra point to go for the 2-point conversion, but end up with a 20-0 lead with 4 minutes 32 seconds left in the first quarter. That's right, the first quarter, not the first half. Yeah, John Sylvia, I just remember that last playoff game we had here, 2014, where he single-handedly wrapped up that football game as he moved almost 70 yards on the ground himself to secure that playoff victory as Uxbridge moved on. That was an impressive performance that day.
Now, Uxbridge will kick it off for the third time in this game already. Cam Stewart's leg is probably getting tired.
Yeah, I mean, the offense and defense with 20 points, they really haven't had to exert themselves too much so far here this afternoon. As Cam Stewart will kick off again, I will assume, to Madison Green, and let's see if they can get past their own 20-yard line this time. They've had one series where they got a first down, and that resulted in the fumble shortly thereafter by Green, and it's just been one mistake after another so far here to open the 2015 season for the Worcester North Polar Bears.
That'll go back to Green.
He's got a head of steam this time. Oh, nice.
Bounces off one tackle, but ultimately gets taken down about the 25-yard line. Good return that time from Green.
Yeah, he bounced off 3 guys. Number 22, Corey Moss, was in there and decided instead of wrapping him up, he wanted to bump him, and that didn't turn out too well for Corey Moss, number 22, as Green just bounced off of him, and then 2 or 3 other Spartans before he's taken down at the 26-yard line. So a good return for Green as he looks to get his offense moving in the right direction.
I think that is maybe number 1 back there is the quarterback, and he's a big guy.
The one's in motion,
or
and here
11.
comes.
Oh,
he slips down again. Boy, Madison Green having trouble with footing. That's twice we've seen him slip. And that was number 1 in motion was Edward Boma, one of the captains, senior captains. And we've got number 11, Damian Watson, a junior, at the QB position. But you've mentioned it earlier, Joey, that it's really Madison Green that is the engine behind this offense. And unfortunately, they just can't get any traction. No pun intended right there for Madison Green.
North will line up in this double back spread offense here.
2 in the backfield and 3 receivers. Quick turnoff. That's number 21. He tries to go outside again. A lot of horizontal movement there, Joey, but nothing really vertical. Alex Barojo.
I feel like North is trying to make the big play here instead of just keep trying to move the ball forward. They're trying to get touchdowns on every play, but that's not how you're supposed to play the game.
No, and you're right. There's a ton of time left here. You just need to chip away. You can't get 20 points back in one series, so you just continue to chip away. If you've got, 3 quarters and 2 minutes 50 seconds left here in the first, so you've got a ton of time here. And I agree with you, Joey. Just, you start chipping away at the lead. You're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop, and that's how you're going to make mistakes. Looking for a pass right here. Oh, wow. You had Josh Callahan, who was just waiting on that. That was number 21 again, Warholo.
He was wide open there for at least a few yards, but instead he'll drop the pass, and now looks like they're going to punt it.
Quick 3 and out for the Polar Bears, not what they wanted. Callahan, again, was licking his lips as he was either going to rack him up, but I think 21 either heard Callahan coming or just looked upfield too early, because that just bounced off his, he hit him in the numbers right there. Sawyer and who else is back there?
Scott Blanchard back there to return.
Scott Blanchard, also a senior running back, defensive back.
Lots of moving around by Madison Green on this punt attempt here.
Well, we'll see. See if they're going to, little high, a little slow. Ooh, nice job by Cam Stewart getting in there. Maybe fair catch that. And he does, and that's, oh boy. You could see that just did not look like a whole lot of confidence right there by, I'm not sure, was that Blanchard or was that Rosa? I saw 4 and 7 in there. But he was dancing underneath that punt, Joey, and I think if he just threw his hand up there.
Called that fair catch too late, and then couldn't get his hands resituated to even catch the punt. So
too much. He was dancing too much underneath that. You could tell he wasn't comfortable receiving that, and that's a fumble. That is a costly turnover for the Spartans, as they, again, you do not, with a 20-0 lead, sometimes that can hurt you as much as help you, because you don't want to get complacent. And mistakes like that, that's how you bring another team right back into this game.
Now North looks fired up and ready to get this offense going for the first time in this game.
They need to take advantage. High snap, and there's a fumble. That ball's on the ground.
And Uxbridge gets it right back. John Sylvia dove on that.
This is unbelievable. The happiest guy on that field right now is Scotty Blanchard. So, redemption for Scott. Wow, another mistake, miscue for the the Worcester North Polar Bears, as Kevin Bell and his chain crew they're getting more of a workout than the North offense.
Very sloppy game right now.
Defense for North is caught snacking, but Uxbridge a little slow, and there's another miscue. Boy, is this high school football, or are we watching Uxbridge flag on Saturday morning?
Actually, Cohen had a hard time handling that snap, and then the handoff to Cam Stewart was just all thrown off because of that, and lost the ball.
Yeah, I think they just need to settle down. As you had the North defense, they weren't ready, and a quick snap might have helped you out right there, but then it turned out that the Uxbridge offense really wasn't ready either. Second and a long, 16. Going deep, he's got Rosa. Nice defense there by number 34.
If he just led Rosa a little more there, then Rosa would have had that ball. He had beaten the defender, but the pass was just a little short, and the defender caught up to him.
Yeah, Nate Griffin, you're right, the ball was up there just a little, allowed Nate Griffin to come back as Rosa, number 7. It's a tough number to live up to right there. Cam Gallagher with that last year. Chris O'Hara, both Londonderry residents with that number 7. You've had quite a number of athletes in that jersey.
Could Mike Rosa be the next great athlete in line to wear number 7?
Oh, boy, nice defense there as Brett Whitlock just couldn't hold on to that.
It's now 4th and 16. You'd have to assume Uxbridge would be punting here with this 20-0 lead.
Brings up a 4th down and long.
We got a minute and a half left here, still in the first quarter, as you heard PA announcer Tom Rosborough state this is a long 4th down, 4th and 16. Obviously punting situation for the Spartans, but I don't see
Confusion on this North team as to who should be out there.
is this gonna be a quick snap? No, there's Sekonic. I was looking for Cam Stewart. Sekonic way back at the 20. Here he comes. Gets that ball off cleanly. Got to get a good bounce, and unfortunately it takes and it comes back a little, but bounce back toward the Uxbridge side of the field, and North is going to get yet another opportunity at their own 39, 38.
Let's see if the North offense can finally take advantage of these miscues.
Big crowd here today, Saturday, September 12th. See a lot of students. You see some alumni here.
North takes over.
Great
on
weather.
43.
We've got the band in the house today, Kathleen Penza.
And cheerleading team back for Uxbridge. They haven't
Wow,
had it
you
the
are
past
right,
couple
correct.
Years.
After a 2-year hiatus, cheerleaders.
I think the last year they had it, they only had about like 3 cheerleaders, so I think they would just cut it, but I guess they had enough interest to bring it back this year.
Good to see it. Nice run right here. Still on his feet. Wow, 21, Alex
Carry on the play by
Barolo.
number 21, Alex Barolo.
Way to keep his feet moving and just keep looking for holes.
Yeah, picked up about 4.5, 5 yards.
Brings up a second down and 5.
There's an example of needing to wrap. You know, you're not going to knock somebody like that down with a shoulder bump. You need to wrap them up and haul them down.
And Sekonic did a good job of that.
Absolutely.
But not until that running back gained about 5 yards. So
Looking for a quick pass. Got to recognize that quickly. They do, and push him out of bounds, but not before he gets the first down.
Pass is complete to number 5, Christian Morales.
Morales with the catch right there, Joey, and Ugria. I mean, number 11 quarterback Damian
That play was good for North. First
Watson,
down.
you know, isn't throwing you anything that you can't pick up. I'd like to see that secondary recognize a little bit quicker, because those passes can be had. He's looking for his receiver right away. He's not throwing you any off looks or deking you whatsoever. You can see Scotty Blanchard giving about a 9-yard cushion right here in front of us.
Madison Green gets that handoff, and he'll get a big gain.
Number 33, Madison Green.
About 8 or 9 yards there.
Brought down by number 77.
Sam Wojo with a big wrap-up, but he carried a couple Spartans with him as he picked up 2 extra yards on top of that.
See Wojo smacking his helmet there. He's very, he's a character for this Uxbridge team. He always has his emotions on full display.
I love his attitude, love his enthusiasm, and as you can see, this is finally the end of the first quarter, as it is a 20-0 Uxbridge Spartan lead after 1, which, Joey, we've seen a whole lot of offense and we've seen a whole lot of defense, but most importantly, we've seen a whole lot of miscues so far here, only in the first quarter.
Yeah, but Maxwell Cohen is off to a great start in this game. 6 for 8, passing for 62 yards, and those 2 touchdowns that we saw to Oliver Sawyer. And North as a team is only 1 for 2 passing. They haven't passed the ball much. So we'll see probably some more passing from this North team as they try to get back into this game.
Well, we just saw here on this series that ended the first quarter where, you know, they got that quick little out, and if Uxbridge is going to give you a Patriots-like 10-yard cushion, you're gonna pick up 5, 6, 7 yards every time until you make that adjustment. So, you know, they're doing a nice job on the north end of recognizing so far. But again, we've seen every possession offensively for the Polar Bears end in a turnover or a punt.
And that punt only happened once, I believe. I think other than that, 2 turnovers. So.
Right, exactly. The fumbles, and now both teams are going to switch ends. And why don't you give a shout out to your stat guy who just handed you those numbers? Because
thank you, Trevor Rafferty and James Stark, for doing the stats out for this game, for Coach Paul Martellio and for me and Mr. Gallagher during our broadcast.
Thank you very much, fellas. And these are going to be the guys that you people out there in Uxbridge Cable Television Land, Channel 194, will be listening to here in the future, which we look forward to, and thank them for their times, as we always look to have, you know, the kids involved with high school sports. So it's very refreshing and gratifying to see you 3 guys, take this ball and run with it.
along with Andy Kiros. He couldn't make it here today, but he also is involved with these things.
Oh, great play by Wojo as they finally, number 21, Barolo, gets away, but Wojo, Callanan, and one other Spartan was in there as he did his best. Barolo did his best to escape, but Spartans nicely.
Very shifty player there. I mean, obviously still a loss of 7, but it was a better play than it could have been.
Yeah, we'll take the 3rd and 8.
This D-line should be the strength of this Uxbridge team, as Coach Martellio said that he believes 10 good players are fighting for the spots, so very deep group.
I like what I've seen so far as they've caused, either caused or recovered several turnovers, and you saw that play right there where they've gotten the Polar Bears back in their own end several times. There's Watson again, 30 on him, he's going deep. Oh, he's wide open. How does that happen? His number 1, Edward Boma, is just wide open behind Uxbridge Spartan coverage. Boom, there's your first touchdown, Joe.
Looked like that was Josh Callanan that got burnt there on the outside, maybe man coverage, because he's usually outside linebacker, so it must have been man coverage if he got beat on the outside.
Well, you're right. I mean, that's definitely a faux pas. Anytime, first rule of defense, you can't let your man get behind you, and he was behind you and had all sorts of room to catch that ball. Give Watson credit. He laid that ball in there nicely, and all of a sudden the Polar Bears are on the board. This is what we wanted to avoid, is letting up in any capacity on either offense or defense, let alone giving freebies away to your opponent to get themselves back into this game.
It looks like Watson will lead this North offense out there again to go for a 2-point conversion.
Oh, nice job by the defense. He tries to keep moving, but they finally took 6 or 7 of them, but they stopped that 2-point conversion.
So Madison Green gets taken down there for about a loss of 1, and the score remains 20-6.
Well, to be honest with you, Joe, that touchdown might be just the jolt that the Uxbridge Spartans need, so they don't get complacent and they keep their focus and attend to the job at hand, which is to stop their offense and your offense to keep scoring. .59 left here in the first half as the Polar Bears are on the board. I'm sure the Spartans can't be happy about that because, again, I think, give credit to their offense. Watson had some nice throws and there were some nice running plays. Green picked it up a little and they moved themselves downfield. But you had 3rd and a long 8 right there, and you just gave up a big touchdown as you let a man get behind you.
Well, if you remember the first game of last year, it was against Oxford, and that was a bloodbath, but I think it was 49-0, so Oxford may have been expecting a similar bloodbath this year, but North is no Oxford. North is a better team, and I think they showed that on that last possession, and they'll look to show it going forward.
Oh, I agree with you, and you're right. It's so easy just to give up after getting a big lead and just throwing it in and going through the motions. For a game of football, it doesn't take much, and we saw that how Uxbridge took advantage of their turnovers. It doesn't take much for the tide to turn, as Uxbridge will be receiving here. Cam Stewart deep, Sawyer. Cam Stewart's got it. He's got some blockers in front of him. Looks for a hole, shoots that gap up the middle. He's got a lot of room. He's going to go. He's got Madison Green chasing him. Got to get outside. Number 1, Boma's coming. He's looked behind. He stops. Gets pulled down. That's a huge return to the 15.
I think he should have just kept going straight, and he might have had that touchdown. He thought about it too much, I think. But either way, huge return, sets up Uxbridge in wonderful field position once again.
You've got 2 Polar Bears down. I'm not sure what happened. One of them being Boma, who finally caught up to Stewart. I agree with you. I would like to see him keep running, but I'm sure he could hear the footsteps coming behind him. Boma's down. I think that's Green down. So 2 big players right there for the Polar Bears. But Cam Stewart, what I liked there, Joey, was he sat back, recognized what he had for a hole, turned on the jets, and then boom, you saw him go right up the middle.
But he was running straight the entire time until that hole opened, and then he went as hard as he could. So, and I think that's a big thing for him, not only as a returner but as a running back, to look for that hole for sure, but keep his feet moving until he finds it.
Always north-south, and Cam has done a very good job of that the last couple years, just like his brother Jared was strictly a north-south running back. You don't see a whole lot of dancing and side to side. which costs you yardage. But yeah, that was an excellent recognition of the space that he had, shot that gap, and just a huge return as the Uxbridge Spartans hope to capitalize on this and get that 6 points back that they more or less gave away to the Polar Bears.
And you see Green is still hurt over there on the sideline, but I think Boma, just a minor injury, he's better than in better condition than Green is. Cam Stewart just got that carry for about a 4-yard gain, taken down on the 10.
Tried to get outside. Nice job by the Polar Bears, sort of cutting that opportunity to turn that corner down. Second and a long 7, we'll call it.
I formation here.
Timeout. Curious timeout right there. You wonder if they just weren't ready on a defensive set, or they're maybe trying to buy some time for, a couple of these players going both ways who have really had to put a workout here in the first quarter and a half.
Green's back standing up now, and you can see the trainer, Miss Semley, working with him over there.
I tell you, Joe, I like to see, what I'm noticing about this field is you see the grass field behind the goalpost, and the track is wide open. We get some people out there watching.
That's a good place to sit and watch this football game.
Sylvia just bulls his way into the end zone right there.
So John Sylvia with his second touchdown of the day to go with Oliver Sawyer's 2 touchdowns, and those are 2 very key players for this Uxbridge team today.
Well, that's again, we talk about number 30, John Silva. They've got him listed at 5'10", 205, and he's just a solid specimen when he handles that ball, and he's got a low center of gravity, which is difficult to tackle. He's just a strong kid too, and we saw him just, bull his way through several Polar Bears to get to that end zone. So, big touchdown by number 30. They needed that too. Nice little confidence boost for the Spartans.
I'd still like to see another drive, though, where Uxbridge goes the length of the field, because most of these they've been granted with just beautiful field position and just taking advantage of that, which is great to see, obviously, but I'd rather see this offense in its full glory and go down the length of the field by itself.
Well, the Spartans have been fortunate so far this afternoon as, both the offense and defense are really just getting short bursts on the field because they're either scoring quickly or the Polar Bears are turning the ball over. So you've got a lot of opportunity to rest, where unfortunately for North, you can see how tired they are. We've got players going both ways, and they've been on the field all day.
One of the things that this Uxbridge team has for sure is a lot of depth, and obviously, they have a lot of players that play both ways, but they have another group of players that just play one way and are always well rested whenever they go out on the field, which is a great thing to have for this football team.
9 minutes left here in the first half. 9:01, 27-6. As Cam Stewart booted through his 3rd extra point here today. We'll get ready to kick off. As we mentioned, Jesse Hanscom on the DL for another week or 2 with a foot injury. First day of high school football, Joe. What a beautiful weather day. About 75 degrees, if that. A big crowd here today. Track looks great. The school, you must be real happy to be back in school.
Oh, ecstatic. It's a squib kick.
Handled cleanly. He had a steam for Green. For some reason, he slowed down and he slips yet again on the 35 as he slides into his own player. Might have cleated him. 56 shaking off that cleat from 33, Madison Green. Nice stop right there. It looked like he was getting a head of steam there, Joe. I thought he was going to find a gap, and again, he's got some speed right there, and we've seen the ability of these North running backs. They've got some moves too. Hey, number 11, Damian Watson. He's not a very mobile quarterback, and like I said, he tends to tip those plays. And there's a nice job of finding the hole, twice by Madison Green, as Cam Stewart and Sawyer in the secondary bring him down just short of a first down. Wow, that was he got through those holes very quick.
He looks nice and healthy now, so maybe he'll break out in this game. Did have 10 touchdowns last year, so clearly a very skilled player.
Yeah, Watson gets him that ball nice and cleanly. And he just shoots that gap very, very quickly.
Play action.
Play action, exactly. He's not the most mobile guy, and you can see right there his big number 30, John Sylvia, just wraps him up. So I don't think Watson had intended to run that entirely. I think he was looking for a receiver because, again, you look at him, he just doesn't have that, you know, he's a bigger kid, and he's not very quick out there once he turned that corner.
And Sylvia, he is big and strong, but another thing, he is very fast, and he showed it off there as he tracked down Watson and took him down.
Yeah, loss of about 2 yards right there. It's a third and we'll call it 5. Big stop here for the Spartans. That handoff, and that's going to be close. I think if they mark it on the 39, he's going to be short. Kevin Bell on the chains over there. He's at the 39, 4th and 1.
Carried by number 21.
7 minutes, approaching 7 minutes. Joe, what do you think? Are you in 4-down territory, or are you punting this ball away?
I'd punt it here. North still has plenty of time. That's a tough decision, though. But it looks like they're sending Watson back out there, and either way, I don't feel too strongly about it. But I personally would have punted it here and just trusted my defense.
Maybe you go with a hard count and try to draw them off sides, too. And everybody's coming. And they've got him as he trips up in the backfield, and that's a great play right there by number 77, Sam Wojo. Wow, Green again having trouble with his feet on this turf today, Joe, as he stumbled a little, and Sam Wojo just wrapped him up and took him down for about a 3-yard loss.
There was no way North was going to get a first down running the ball with that blitz coming. So great call by the Uxbridge defense.
And you saw that line, even the secondary, you saw everybody come up to that line. They were ready for it, and I'm just surprised. I thought North might have gone with a hard count to try to draw them off sides.
Over on the North 36.
Just not helping themselves today. No, and what was that? What's that coaching record? 17 and 60?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And if you take away what they did last year, 11 and 55. So that's not a great 6-year span.
No, not at all. Not at all. And again, you've got some talented kids on here, and you know, I like what I've seen from Madison Green, from Boma, from Barolo.
Watson had that nice pass too.
Yep, and yeah, it was to number 1. It was Boma, exactly. So you've got some talent out there. It just looks like they're just sort of you know, running in place. They just can't get any traction right now.
A lot of good pieces, but they just haven't put the puzzle together yet, it seems, for this North team.
Okay, here come the Spartans again on offense as they're in Polar Bear territory as they look to add to that 27-6 lead with 6:44 left.
Cam Stewart will get it, and he'll knock Hunter Walker over on his way to gain 6 yards there.
Hunter Walker with the takedown right there, stopping his own man. That's okay. You know, when you've got big 72, I'd rather be running behind him than being tackled. Saw Hunter this summer at Def Leppard, Joe. Big 80s music fan. Give him credit all day for that. Uh-oh, fumble on the play, and Cam Stewart, I think,
Ball is loose on the snap.
recovers that. He's still...
Recovered by Uxbridge.
Great job diving on that ball, because you saw, I believe that was Madison Green about to dive on it, but Stewart beat him to it and retained possession for Uxbridge here.
Yeah, White Cohen just had a little trouble with that transition, and fortunately Cam Stewart, man on the spot, as it's going to be 3rd and a long 6. Again, both teams having problems with the football today in turnovers.
Uxbridge is generally a shotgun spread team, though, so this under center could throw off the center.
Big takedown by 58 and 33. That's, of course, 33 is Green, but 58 was in there as well, and that is Isaiah Romero. Sylvia couldn't get through those two, but he gave him a licking.
Sylvia is not an easy guy to take down.
No. Timeout. Is that time? No timeout right there. Just Coach Martellio coming out to give Max White Cohen as this is definitely 4-down territory for the Spartans as they start at their Polar Bear 29. And they're off. That's, yeah, nice. There's your hard count where we expected that from North on the last time. That's how that works.
Good call by Uxbridge to get them off sides and get that first down.
Wow, that's a, if that's
Offside. Defense.
yep, it is offsides.
Defense.
Nice job right there. That's a great play by Uxbridge. We're going to assume that's what Coach Mortelio came in and told them, go with that hard count, but everybody held firm, and there's your first down, and that's a great example of coaching right there, Joe. That's the difference why Uxbridge has the ball now and North doesn't.
North could have used that same exact play.
A lot of room. Cam Stewart is there.
Stops just short of the goal line.
Well,
Stopped on about the half-yard line.
I thought I saw the
Wow.
official down here raise his arms, but you're right. They're only about on the half yard. Thank you, Tom Rosborough. As I thought he went up right there, but Cam Stewart, that was just a nice job, left to right, north to south, but throwing some moves in there.
Brings up a 1st and goal from just inside the 1.
Uxbridge, here's that offensive set you were looking for, Joe, where you come down, you spend about 5-6 minutes of clock as we move down to 4:15 here in the first half. Stewart, is he going to get rewarded? And they say yes that time.
Touchdown.
It's in there. Well, I'm glad to see Cam Stewart, after all that work and coming up short, was given a second opportunity, because that's certainly a situation where you could have put in Big John Sylvia, who's just going to bust over everybody. So nice hard work there by Cam Stewart, being rewarded as well.
33-6 now, and Uxbridge is taking quite the commanding lead here with 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
As we alluded to early in this program, this was a 7-0 game last year. That was your total score. We saw that here in just the first possession for the Spartans. As Cam, no, who's this? Number 2 is out there. That's Riley Rosborough doing the kicking.
Point after attempt is good.
Good for him.
Number 2, Riley Rosborough.
The sophomore gets in and gets his a point on his scoreboard today for the Uxbridge Spartans. So Riley Rosborough, a youngster, we saw him play varsity baseball this year. Did a fine job behind the plate. Now getting some playing time here on the football field. Joe, you still got those when you played? You still got those white cleats?
I still have them, yeah.
Remember being able to spot you anywhere with those white cleats. You're too young to remember Billy White Shoes Johnson from the old Houston Oilers, but
setting up deep to return, number 1.
I remember seeing those cleats in flag and on Uxbridge football as well.
Last year, my freshman duty was T-Boy. I'm looking out for him now. I believe it's Jacob Rancourt on that duty. And that's a good job to have.
Well, the Spartans with 4:09 left in the first half, 34-6, they will kick off, and Rosborough has assumed kicking duties from Cam Stewart, number 2. And the Bears again will be awaiting this. Nice little kick right there. And who else? Oh, that's number 1, which is Boma. Head of steam. Nice tackle right there by number 40.
On the return,
Jason
number 1,
Kindy,
Boma.
sophomore.
Touchdown by number 40, Jason Kindy.
So these younger players, Joey, these sophomores already making some impression here on this varsity team. Contributions left and right.
And if this score keeps going up, or even if it stays the same, you could see them go in on offense and defense and not just special teams. That's what happened last year. I remember Riley Rosborough caught himself a varsity touchdown once he got in later in the game.
Got to take advantage of every opportunity. The Bears again will try as they go out of shotgun, and right away Watson's up, and that's going to be picked off. And oh boy, Cam Stewart.
That was a hard pass to catch, but I thought for sure that he'd get under that and bring it in.
Brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Well, yeah, you're right. He had to turn around, find the ball. The ball was sort of, wounded.
Didn't have a good
duck.
spin on it.
And then, but yeah, right through Cam's hands. I'm sure he's whacking himself in the helmet right now. I think he knows he could have come up with that. But Not a good throw from Watson, and good coverage, especially right there by the Spartans.
Great pressure getting in on him, too. That forced him to throw it a little earlier than he probably wanted to.
North again really trying to get something going. And Watson's going to go again to the bed, going to do the same thing. And DeBoma's open. That's another great catch as he gets past Callanan one more time. And the ball's on the ground. He's just falling it. You're hoping Uxbridge got that back, and they do. Wow.
Callanan just got saved there. He got burnt again by Boma, but great job chasing him and forcing that fumble.
Yeah, he caught up to him. And Boma, another turnover as the Worcester North Polar Bears, unfortunately, just can't get out of their own way here on September 12th, opening day. Good pass from Watson. Boma had Callanan beat again for the second time. Callanan caught up to him this time, wrestled him down, and unfortunately for Boma, he couldn't hold on to it. Cam Stewart, mistakenly, Joey, tried to pick it up and run with it when he should have just fell on it, but ended up in his hands anyway on the ground as the Uxbridge Spartans come again with 3:34 left in the first half, working from their own 22-yard line.
John Sylvia gets that right up the middle, dragging defenders along with him for a 2-yard gain.
That was Matthew Johnston.
Matt Johnson.
Again, another sophomore. So he's getting some time here, and you're wondering if Coach Martellio, with his big lead here in the first half, like you mentioned, Joey, is going to start to sprinkle in some of the underclassmen and see what they can provide.
And they provide to this depth of this team as well. Like I was saying earlier, they're not just sophomores who are a lot worse than the juniors and seniors on this team. They're about at the same skill level, and they're going to show it here.
Double back formation, and there goes number 4. Now Scott Blanchard's going to get a chance, and he is racked up pretty quickly as the Polar Bear, they were pretty deep on the line right there. So anticipated the run, got the run, and filled those gaps pretty quickly and stopped them short. I don't think you got a gain right there.
Maybe half a yard at most, and now it's 3rd and 7.
Well, we talk about these sophomores. They came up from a very successful middle school and freshman program, too.
As these sophomores, as 8th graders, team went 8-0.
Right. So you're looking at a team that's got some, is used to winning and has a high level of standards for performance, too. Cohen looking to throw. He's going for Oliver Sawyer. Here's your big receiver, and that's a nice, they're going to call a flag right there. Is number 5, Christian Morales.
There is a flag on the play.
Likely on the defense there. I'm not positive. It looked like a lot of contact. But
Sawyer claps in approval that you're right. That's going to be another costly penalty for the Polar Bears. Is right. Defensive pass interference, as you had the bigger man in Sawyer, the smaller man in Morales. And Sawyer with a nice job trying to come back and catch that, even though it might have been slightly underthrown.
Lots of contact between them. I wasn't sure who they were going to call the penalty on. And in high school football, pass interference is a 15-yard penalty, not at the spot of the foul.
Excellent point right there, because I was just about to say the same thing. Why aren't they going to the point of contact? And a great point by you, Joe.
That can either really help or hurt a team there, because as you saw, that throw to Oliver might have been a 20-yard gain, so they lost a couple yards. But if you're just throwing a slant and it gets interfered with, then you get about 10 free yards on that. So different than the NFL, but not a bad rule.
No, it's Cam Stewart. It looks, no, that's Scotty Blanchard slides up for maybe
Scott Blanchard with the carry.
A foot or two gain.
Brought down by number 56, Akil Figueroa.
Yeah, the Polar Bear defense on the line is doing a good job shutting down the Uxbridge running game here as they're filling that box. You can see those linebackers are only 3 yards behind.
We're seeing a lot of I formation from this Uxbridge team as well, which is not common for them. They usually spread.
By number 33, Matthew Johnston.
Matt Johnston can't get outside either, and you've got a long 3rd and 9.
Brings up a 3rd down and 9.
Uxbridge content, though, I'll tell you, Joe, you're eating up some clock, although I believe somebody has called a
Folks, don't
timeout.
forget to visit the north end
Uxbridge
zone
timeout,
during
thank you.
halftime to visit
Minute
the
22 left in the second quarter.
Please support your Uxbridge High School
34-6.
Athletic Booster Club.
Again, we'd like to thank Barry Giles, channel 194 Cam on the cameras up there too.
Cam the cameraman.
That's right.
That's what we call him.
Double Cam. Tom Rosborough on the PA again today for his 40th year. And of course the Uxbridge High School Booster Club too. Big pass right there. Sawyer's open. He hauls it in. Holds on to it. Brings it to the ground.
Number 11.
3 polar bears as Oliver Sawyer reaches up with a 6'4" frame of him. Pulls it in. And there's a big play as all of a sudden 3rd and 9 turns into 1st and 10 on the 25 of Worcester North.
First down on the North 25.
That's just a great play right there on both ends, your quarterback and your receiver.
Oliver is one of the best deep threats in all of Central Mass, and he's showing it today.
Cohen scrambles a little. You got a flag there. It's probably going to come back as a hold, I got to assume. But nice job by Cohen as he picks up yards and tight ropes. But unfortunately, I think that's coming back. It does. It's a hold on Uxbridge. But I like the scrambling. We get a view of Max White Cohen when he scrambles with the ball. I like what I saw right there.
He idolizes Johnny Manziel. So
that may or may not be a good thing.
On the field, it's a good thing.
Well, the only thing I would have in common with that would be the like of Snickers bars. That's about it. Johnny Manziel, I think we would find a better role model than that. But to each his own. I know with you kids in your MTV today.
First down, 20 from the North 35.
What you saw there, that playmaking.
Or Johnny Manziel at Texas A&M. So,
yeah. That's
why
what
don't we
I mean.
pre-qualify it?
Not Cleveland Browns, Johnny
Yeah,
Manziel.
exactly.
He doesn't see the field yet.
Well, big costly penalties. We got 1st and 20 back down to the 35 with under a minute, 50 seconds left here in the first half. Oh, and there's a miscue on the snap. Cohen picks it up, finds a receiver, and that is almost picked off. Nice anticipation from number 34, Nate Griffin.
Sloppy play there for Uxbridge. And with 1st and 20, that's not what they needed. Should have gotten some yards to even out that penalty, but now they're looking at a 2nd and 20 after a possible interception there.
Yeah, and again, give Cohen credit right there. I think he saved him some yards picking up that fumbled snap. But you're right, sometimes it is better to throw it away, but I give him credit. He had some good wits about himself there. Nice little fake. Cam Stewart hesitates slightly, finds some room, and actually gets tackled forward by number 70. That worked out to Tyler Alderman.
Number 70.
I feel like that's what they should have done on 1st down. Now it's 3rd and 14.
Well, timeout.
14.
34 seconds left. So you wonder if the Polar Bears are going to try to take advantage of that, or Charlie just get to halftime and regroup and rest a little bit. As we mentioned earlier, a lot of these kids running both ways, and they are just beat here. It seems to me, Joe, they've played almost a full game here in the first half, the amount of time they've been on the field offensively and defensively.
Lots of scoring and lots of changes of possession here, so just going back and forth on this field.
Uxbridge with just a slight hiccup earlier on, giving up that 6 points, and have been on the fortunate end of several turnovers by the North Polar Bears and bad penalties, and they've taken full advantage of them, really, Joe, to keep them in this game and keep this lead at 34-6. Because you take away some of those miscues, this should really be a much closer game.
North is a skilled football team. They just happen to put it together to get back into this game.
No, you can see some talent, and these kids aren't quitting on either side, and give North a lot of credit, because it would be very easy to get down 20-0 as this game started and just sort of quit and throw in the towel, but they're out there, so give them credit for that. And there's a lot of time left. You've got a full half of football. What happened in the first half can certainly happen in the second half for either team.
White Cohen drops back. He's looking for Mike Rosa along the sideline there.
Ooh, that's almost picked off again by number 34.
Nice breakup, though, either way. Great coverage there.
Yeah.
Broken up by number 34, Nate Griffin.
Griffin again, man, on the spot defensively as you've got fourth and a long
Brings up a
14.
14.
Clock stops. So again, you got 27 seconds left. I don't know how much of time is available, as this is obviously fourth down territory, and we've seen the Spartans a couple times capitalize. That last one being why we're still on the field, the hard count that drew North offsides. Shotgun formation. Nice blocking there. A lot of time, and I'll go over the middle, and that is,
another dropped interception by North on a throw intended for Mike Rosa, but way over his head.
Yeah, fortunately, actually, North was better off dropping that ball because it could have cost them, 15+ yards in field position, as they will take over on downs.
With 20 seconds left, they need a few big plays here to get points on the board to end this half.
And we look at the timeout totals there. I don't know. Can never figure out how many timeouts. It's not as bad as basketball, but we know that North has taken a few timeouts, so we'll see what they can do. We saw them twice. Number one, Ed Boma get behind the Uxbridge defense. They might be looking for that again.
They're looking for a short pass.
Yeah, that's not going to get you much. 21, and there's your timeout. Number 21 is Barolo.
Brings up a 2nd and 5.
He throws the ball back to the referee, slightly disgusted by, I think, his team's performance here in the first half.
It'd be hard to be happy after this first half if you're on the North side.
Yeah, it's like I say, I like to see, with these, you can see people sitting on the hill. We got a big bleacher crowd here today. Just a lot of people, students, parents, alumni, townspeople. It's great to see the support here today, Joe, by the Uxbridge community. 2nd and a long 4. Pass again, and there's that slowness that's going to cost, but a nice job running as he gets past the line of scrimmage. Probably picks up a yard. So we'll give Watson credit there.
Good job,
because he recognized it.
Good job by Wojciechowski, too, to run around and then force him up the middle and still take him down.
With 5 seconds left on the clock.
5 seconds, and North isn't going to go away, given that quickly here in the first half, as they've got one more play at least.
You got to be expecting a Hail Mary here for this North team.
Yeah, maybe, who knows. If I'm the Uxbridge secondary, I know I'm probably setting up around the 30, 35-yard line to prevent anything like that, because you're right, it's going to be one and done, and you can't afford to have that offense get behind you, which has happened twice already, once resulting in the lone touchdown for the Polar Bears. And then the second time, Josh Callanan with a nice tackle, which caused a fumble, which Cam Stewart and Callanan both recovered to start that last drive, which really ate up a ton of clock for the Spartans.
That's the key for them now, just keep running the time and just hold on to this lead. Because you saw that North offense on that touchdown drive, how explosive they can be. So the key is to just keep them off the field as much as you can.
Well, besides a good play of the Spartans today, the other team that has stopped the Northbridge Polar Bears has been the North Polar Bears has been themselves.
That's the more important one, probably.
And in motion, 21's Barolo. Watson looking for a quick pass. Here comes Johnson. He's wide open. That's just underthrown. As you had big number 30, that's John Sylvia in his face, and I would be scared too. And Watson just dumps that ball, but that man was open over there too. I don't think he would have gotten into the end zone, but that was the final play of the first half. Joe, and I'll tell you what, it's 34-6 after one half. And I like what I've seen so far from the Uxbridge Spartans here so far, day one, game one of the 2015 season.
And White Cohen, although he didn't have as good of a second quarter as he did a first quarter, still 7 for 12 for 95 yards. Oliver Sawyer leading the receivers with 5 catches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Cam Stewart with 7 rushes for 44 yards. So those are great offensive numbers for this Uxbridge team, which was expected to be more of a defensive team than an offensive team, but still great offense and defense for this team so far.
Well, you have to put points on the board to win games, and they've done it twice today here with, like you said, passing from Cohen, from running the ball in, and again, both sides of the ball, as both the offense and the defense have taken advantage of several costly miscues from the Polar Bears and put points on the board, and that's why we sit at 34-6. It's a nice combination effort from both sides of the ball. So why don't we head to halftime, and we will pick this up in the third quarter as the Uxbridge Spartans all over the Worcester North Polar Bears 34-6, and we will return for the third quarter.
Setting up the kick is number 3, Cam Stewart.
Okay, I guess we're ready to go here in the third quarter as the Uxbridge Spartans take a 34-6 lead. Cam Stewart kicking off again to start this third quarter. Sort of stubbed that one a little. It's going to bounce. Picked up early on and a quick tackle right there, so no harm, no foul. As number 33, Matt Johnston, whose name we've mentioned several times,
Matt Johnston
makes a stop right there, Joe, and it looks like you're in trouble because your high school principal is here now to join us here for the third quarter to keep an eye on things. Maybe I keep hearing the talk of detentions and suspensions going around, so we'd like to welcome
nothing like that.
New Uxbridge High School principal Mike Rubin to our airways. Mr. Rubin, thank you very much for joining us.
Hey, thank you guys, and appreciate you A, having me on, but more importantly, B, doing this for the community, and I'm certain the Spartans out there are going to enjoy watching the replay at the very least of this first half.
Well, it's certainly a way to endear yourself to the student body as well as the community, so we appreciate your time and joining us today and certainly at these games. And welcome to Uxbridge first and foremost. And why don't you give us a little bit of background on yourself, where you came from, and all that good news.
Sure. It's actually kind of comfortable to have the headset back on because I've actually got a background in the sports broadcasting world, but educationally was in Medway the last couple of years, and before that spent the better part of a decade as an assistant principal, a coach, and a teacher down at Dighton Rehoboth, and that's nowhere near here.
No, correct.
And so when my family relocated to this general area, that's when it became time to leave Dighton Rehoboth and head to Medway. And when Uxbridge, not too far from home, opened up, put my name in the hat, and as they say, the rest is history. And it's been great so far. I got here in July, and we've had a couple of good weeks, I think, to start the school year, and just very happy to be on board.
Well, it's a fine little community. You know, Joe and myself, I've lived here for over 20 years. Joey obviously grew up here as well and is a senior at Uxbridge High School, so no pressure, no nervousness here for you today, Joe, with your principal right next door. So
yeah, we joke that when you're doing broadcasts like this, I don't know if there's a live feed for you, so you have the ability to go back and take out anything that gets what's the word, a little too raw and emotional.
Well, there's no 7-second delay.
No
either,
7-second delay. No, but once it's there, it's there. Hey, once you say it, it's on its way to Pluto, I always say. Just try and make the next call better.
Joey, what do we got here? It looks like 2nd and 14. Going deep, and there's 3 guys there. And how does he come down with that? Big number 34. That is Nate Griffin, whose name we've mentioned a lot in the end of that second quarter, Joey. Now he comes up with a big catch in between 2 Spartans. I thought Oliver Sawyer had that all lined up for an interception.
It's good coverage, but just perfectly placed ball by Watson there, and Griffin got right under it between the defenders and brought it down for a big gain.
Well, Mr. Rubin, as you can, with your background in football, basketball, what's
little sports broadcasting, literally everything.
Excellent.
There has not been a sport I've called some things that people, you mentioned that you've called, and there's another big play.
Wow. He is off to the races, and this is the start, the exact start, the Worcester North Polar Bears were looking for to get back on the offensive board here as they quickly, only a couple minutes into this game, put 6 points up. All of a sudden, 34-12, and that just looked way too easy.
Bowman just found that edge on that end around there, and he just hit it as hard as he could and went about 40 yards for that touchdown there.
Well, nice containment blocking on that outer edge, and you're right. He saw a gap, and I was just concerned because it looked like he ran past 4 or 5 Spartans.
I think if there's one concern that Uxbridge will bring to the film room this week is as they line up for 2, and Uxbridge makes the stop, I think Sylvia with the tackle. I think one of the challenges for Uxbridge, they've been prone to the big play here today. I think we've seen Worcester North on 2 or 3 different occasions. They've gone for the big play and come up with the home run. Now, one of them ended with a fumble, which was a fortuitous bounce that Cam Stewart recovered early in the second quarter. But you want to be careful with those big plays. They're demoralizing at times, and if it were a closer game, you better believe that the Uxbridge coaching staff would be more concerned than one that makes it 34-12.
Well, and I agree with you, and that's what we talked about, and I sort of give North credit here today because they've come out strong here and to start this second half, but they've had plenty of opportunities to be demoralized all game long. But they, you don't see a lot of head hanging, you don't see a lot of negative body language. They're still in it to play.
Yeah, I think the message at halftime when you're up or down big is you got to erase that first half and win the second half. Uxbridge may bring out their, go a little deeper in the bench when it gets to be, 34-6, 40-6, but they still have some of their starters out there. For Worcester North, it's their first game of the season. You want to see what you can do. You come out, win the second half, and take some positive momentum into next week because ultimately you only get 10, 12 shots out there every season.
Right. Well, this is only, the third time that North is going to be kicking off to Uxbridge, Joe.
Yeah.
You got Stewart back there, and that's a short kick. Fielded at the 20. Finds a little hole. We saw Cam with a big return last time in the second quarter, and he gets up to about the 31, 32. And here's a little wake-up call where we saw last time that North scored in the first half, where it looked like Uxbridge might have gotten a little complacent. Here's a chance to answer that touchdown like they did in the first half, Joey, where you answer that score with another score.
I say here just be efficient, just do a lot of easy plays, just get yards and get first downs and go down the length of the field. Don't do what North is doing. North is making the right strategy given their position, but for Uxbridge's position, I'd say just be safe and get first downs.
Clock and field position, that's what they need to be concerned about. And, of course, holding on to the ball. Nice run by Stewart. He looks outside. I like the look at his head, and there's a flag on the play. I'm not sure what that's going to be. Like Ruben says, a hold.
Multiple flags on the play.
And you see North clapping. You wonder if that's going to come back. But I like the way Cam Stewart was running out there. You saw his head straight up the entire time, looking downfield for his holes.
Pushed out of bounds by number 36, Michael Mola.
And the call there is
a block in the back.
Illegal block
in the back. Wow. And that is against Uxbridge, and that will not make your coaching staff happy. So a big run by Cam Stewart is negated with a costly penalty, as you are now looking at 1st and 11 from the 30.5-yard line.
And they're lucky it's a spot foul. I mean, if it weren't a spot foul, it'd be 1st and 25.
Correct. Hand off underneath. Sylvia, big push right there, and he just bowls his way to about 8 or 9 yards. That's going to be spotted a little closer than I thought, as it looks like Sylvia picked up about 10 of those 11 yards back.
First contact was about right at the line of scrimmage, and he just spun out of that and got 10 more yards. But they're marking it as a first down, so that was at least like an 11-yard gain, I guess.
Kevin Bell on that chain gang, and I can't see who else is over there with him. Usually it's Ed Wojo and Bill, and I'm not sure if we've got that same crew, but many thanks to their time and effort as you see Sylvia spin his way to another 4 yards. So Mike Rubin, what are your thoughts early on? It's only been 2 weeks into the school year, and Joey has told me how much fun he's having so far this year.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I joke that it actually doesn't really matter what I think. That the determination of whether it's a positive school year really rests in the hands of about 600 other people, the 515 odd kids and the 65, 70-odd staff that we have in the building every day. I can think it's going great every day, but if the kids are bored or not having a good time, or the staff are hanging their heads, walking in like it's another day at the coal mine, then with no disrespect to coal miners, obviously, then it's probably something I need to think about. So I'll let others be the judge. But I think overall, from what I see and what I hear, I think we've had a good start to the year.
Well, it's a beautiful facility. This new high school is only a few years old. You can see this field in the facilities that we do have here on this new campus site. So it really is a great community. It's a great building, and it's, as you can see today, the crowd that's out here, both students, parents, and townspeople. That this certainly means a lot to this town, and it's just nice to have the facilities to support the student body that you
no
have
question,
here too.
no question. And as somebody who used to trek several miles from his high school to go kick around the soccer ball, and I say several miles. It was not an easy ride.
Uphill both ways.
Yeah, no question. I never played a game, not one, on my high school campus, and I coached at a place where we had a 15-minute bus ride every single day. It was a non-stop bus ride because we had to commute. It's really a good thing for these kids to have this facility out here, and I think one of the Spartans is cramped up, and our trainer Jen Semley is taking care of him.
Who is that out there, Joe?
It
was a nice kick by Kyle Sukonic.
I think it's Kyle Sukonic.
So your punter there, and you're right, it looks like he was cramped up, but that was a tremendous kick as it forced the fair catch for the Polar Bears to start deep in their own territory at about the 19-yard line. So hopefully just a quick cramp up on Kyle's part there, because he's done a nice job punting, even though he hasn't been too overly used, with the score at 34-12, 6.5 minutes here left in the third. This third quarter moving a lot quicker than the first quarter, Joey, where we saw 26 points scored. There goes Sukonic. Yeah, it does look
like a lower leg.
We wish him well, and that puts the Spartans to scramble for a punter. And again, our best to Kyle Sukonic for hopefully just a cramp on that, as the Polar Bears are going to start, as I mentioned, from their 19-yard line.
With Sukonic out, they're not only scrambling for a new punter, they're scrambling for a leader right now on this defensive unit, as the middle linebacker is now out.
Nice job right there as the Uxbridge defense forced number 21 Barolo deep, and Josh Callanan with just a nice job in pursuit right there to keep him from not only a no gain, but actually a loss of about 2, almost 3 yards.
Those are frustrating plays for a running back, because he runs the equivalent of about 35 yards there to go stretched across the field, trying to stay step for step with the linebacker, only to come out with a loss of 2. I mean, or 3 in this case.
And again, the Uxbridge defense not giving up any gaps there for him to shoot. So nice job spreading that out. And you're right, though, and you've seen that from North today too, where they're doing a lot of excess running and not getting a whole lot of value out of it.
Well, this is where they're dangerous, though, because they go to the 4 wide, and they're going to do a quick hit here.
Nice job again by Josh Callanan. You see him come up a little closer, Joe, where he's not giving up as much of a cushion as we saw in the first half, where those bigger plays were letting loose, as it looked like they picked up about another 5 or 6 yards. 3rd down and 8.
Josh is doing a great job both as a pass rushing outside linebacker and as a coverage outside linebacker today. It's rare that you see an outside linebacker so adept at both, but today he's doing very well in both situations.
I just can't believe he's only a junior, as you mentioned earlier. I thought that, having seen him now for his 3rd year since a freshman, where he started making plays on special teams, he's really progressed his game, not only in football but basketball as well. So as a junior, there's a kid you're going to see next year too, and his leadership role and experiences are going to pay off handsomely. Pass. Going deep. There it is. That's, wow, that's a great pursuit there by number 1. That's Beaumont. We've seen him several times today, Mr. Rubin, that That kid, you get him in an open field, he's got some wheels.
Oh yeah, he can move, and I like that the Uxbridge defense took Oliver Sawyer and just kind of isolated him, and it's a smart play by the Uxbridge senior. When you get somebody who's that much quicker, I mean, not necessarily quicker than Oliver, but just is running at you, and you're forced to cover back. Giving him those couple of steps and keeping your eyes on his shoulders to see where that ball could potentially land. Even if the ball had been thrown well, Oliver Sawyer's in a good position to knock it away.
High snap right there, and the punter does a nice job getting that to midfield. Uxbridge is going to walk away from it. You're going to pick up an extra 5, 6, 7, 8 yards on the roll. That's going to end up at about the 33. But that high snap, Joe, I thought if Uxbridge wasn't cut down on that block, he might have tipped that.
Could have been another North turnover, but good job of them bringing it back down and getting a decent punt out of it.
You know, you look back at that punt return there, you get under that ball. We saw this a couple years ago, not so much last year, but more so 2 years ago. You get under that punt, you get that fair catch. You don't cost yourself 15 yards of field position right there, too. So don't be afraid to get under there and wave that hand.
But after that failed fair catch earlier by Scott Blanchard, I'm sure the whole team is
Everybody's
cautious.
jittery. Nobody wants to make a mistake. So here's an opportunity for the offense to get going with 4:16 left in the third.
It's funny how people only pay attention to special teams when there's a mistake.
That's right. The most underrated portion of the game at any level of football. I agree with you.
Brought down by 33, Madison Green.
You know, it's interesting that a lot of the starters still out there for Uxbridge, and you got to wonder if some of the lessons of a year ago. Now, I wasn't here, but you guys were. Last year, the team led off with a victory over Oxford, and it was very one-sided. And a lot of the starters weren't in the game late. And then you go to the very next week, you're playing in a 7-0 game, ironically against Worcester North. You want to get your guys some game time experience, and I think that plays into Coach Martellio's hand pretty well here.
Yeah, and I agree with you too. And I think once we get to the fourth quarter, and especially if we put another score on the board, you're going to see a lot more of those younger kids in. But like Joe and I were saying earlier in the broadcast, you've seen some sophomores already making some impacts.
Yeah.
Who are we looking at? Matthew Johnston is one of them. Joe
Rosborough,
Kindy, Rosborough. We've seen some kids in there already. But I agree. Once we get into the fourth quarter, we'll look for, get a little bit better comfort level from the coaching standpoint. Look for some more subs. I love that underneath handoff, and John Sylvia is just going to get you a first down on sheer effort alone.
It was a great lead block. He went right behind Dan Petrillo, and Petrillo got low, cut that right defensive tackle off the line, opened up that hole. That play doesn't work if those first two linemen, the left side of the line, doesn't make that push.
And you look at that line, Joe, it looks like we got Petrillo, Dan Page, number 62 is out there. Dan, a junior as well.
Hunter Walker over there at left tackle.
Yep, big number 72.
He is a big boy.
Sylvia, there's your first down. I guess they did mark him short.
John Sylvia with carry.
Makes up for that right there. And who else do we have out there that give these
Alex Martellio.
Sam Wojciechowski is on the right.
Martellio, a junior as well, yeah. So both those lines, again, you talk about not getting enough credit. Those are guys in the trenches for every play, and all they're doing is getting hit. But they make everything happen. First down on the 40, and there goes Cam Sturdy's outside, makes a little bit of move and picks up a nice 7, 8-yard gain right there.
Brought down by number 21, Alex Barolo.
Well, this is what you talk about, Joe, in the second half, as far as Uxbridge is concerned. It's just running plays that are going to eat up your clock and eat up yardage.
Minute 51 left in this third quarter, and like you said earlier, this quarter has flown by, at least compared to the first two quarters.
That's right, that first half.
And that's a good thing for Uxbridge. I'm sure North is trying to save every second they can to get that offense back out there and try to cut this lead down, but for Uxbridge, this is exactly what they should be doing.
Cam Stewart, nice cutback right there. And he picks up another 3-4 yards, so good recognition. You see how Cam Stewart, his head is still, his eyes are downfield.
Brought down by number 80.
Picked up probably another 4 or 5 extra yards just by that experience of looking downfield and seeing where his spots are and getting to him quickly. You don't see that hesitation with Cam Stewart as a junior and a senior as you do in his younger years, and that goes for all the kids out there. Just that level of experience, and him being somebody in this program now for the 3rd year since Coach Martellio got here, you know, that leadership and experience is just going to trickle down to the rest of these kids. Quick underneath to John Sylvia, and once again he just bowls forward with 54 on his back, where he carried him for 3 yards.
He might be the hardest kid to take down on this team.
Yeah, 54 is Jovan Wilmore. Well, next home game, Mike Rubin, I believe, is October 3rd. Bartlett, and we saw a big playoff game last year against Bartlett here, where we beat the Indians after being smoked by them a couple weeks prior to up at Bartlett. Just a huge playoff victory last year, Joey. That's a memorable game, what we did to them here in that playoff run.
That was arguably the most dominant performance we've seen from Uxbridge last year, considering how great of an opponent that team was.
Yeah, took their big running back out of the game, and boy, that was just a dominant performance.
Stop by Alex Barolo, number 1.
One play that'll be etched in my mind is that safety.
Carry was good
Yeah,
for Uxbridge.
that was a great
First
play.
down.
Well, Bartlett, October 3rd, here at home, and again, you've seen the support today and opening day, and there's so many people to thank, volunteers. The Booster Club, we shout out to the Booster Club because we were told here in the booth, the best hot dogs in Central Mass. So we'd like to pass that on to them as our 3rd quarter's over. It's unbelievable. 11 minutes left in this game, but the Uxbridge High Booster Club will be here next week. Plenty of concessions for them, and again, that organization supports all the student athletes and activities here at Uxbridge High School. So thank you very much. We had a gentleman today on the 50-50 who won and gave 50% of his winnings back to the Uxbridge Booster Club. So a big thank you to all the parent volunteers, because there's a lot of time and effort that goes into that type of volunteer support for the Uxbridge students here, Mike Rubin.
Yeah, not just the Booster Club. I mean, and I'll tell you, the work that they've done, the number of different things that they do to support not just football, but every one of the programs we have here. But you have the Parents for Safe Graduation here. You have one of the classes, the sophomore class here as well, and the music boosters. You know, so it's nice to see, from my perspective, that everyone realizes that this is an opportunity to showcase their organizations to the entirety of the community. And you know, you see kids that come out here that they don't play football. They're here with their friends from the student council. They're here with their friends from the golf team. They're here to sell things, sell their wares because of the sophomore class. It's just great to see.
Oof, wow. Shot that gap right there. That's big number 11. There's your quarterback, Damian Watson, making a big play on defense.
Well, he doesn't have your traditional quarterback build, so
Yeah, right.
good to have him out there in middle linebacker as well.
He looks like a linebacker, too. So that's going to send Cam Stewart and John Sylvia back in the game, as that running play was stopped short, and you've got 2nd and 12. This Uxbridge deep in Polar Bear territory at the 16 now after that last carry, working their way to another score, 34-12, with approaching 10 minutes left in this opening season game. Max White-Cohen still under center. Stewart, Sylvia in the background, backfield, and that is still moving forward. That ball is loose.
Ball comes loose on the play.
Before taken down there, it's about a 6-yard gain in the classic Sylvia run, just spinning off the
That's
north.
yeah, that's coming back. So again, more so in the first half, but here we are in the second half with Uxbridge starting off with a miscue that results in a turnover, and North being given an opportunity. So 9 minutes, 58 seconds left.
North has recovered the
with
fumble.
already a score to start their second half and another chance. The good news
North
is
takes over on their own
it's
10-yard
on
line.
their own 10 yards, so they've got 90 yards to work, which is going to take up some time and some effort. But again, a little bit of concern there with a late turnover there.
Well, and again, if you're Coach Martellio, you're thrilled with the effort you got in the first half, but you want your team to play 4 quarters of football, and unfortunately, if you're Uxbridge, you're looking at the second half, and North is beating. And,
right.
And it's not that they're not beating the second unit. The top unit has been out there, and credit North for their heart.
There's a nice call. The nice play right there is, again, that line sniffs that out.
And Petrola gets driven back about 10 yards there. Great blocking by North.
Hunter Walker there, Brett Whitlock, and Sam Wojo all there on that line. So again, you see, we talked about the offensive line and we talked about the defensive line. Both of those key to the offensive and defensive side of the ball. We saw in the first half the amount of trouble that North had deep in their own zone too. Fumbles, missed snaps.
Oh, you got to believe they're looking behind them and they see their own goal line. you got to believe, having made a couple of mistakes in this territory in that first quarter, that they know it's there.
Nice little cutback, yep, and that was number 7, Mike Rosa, who tripped him up. Now you've got 3rd and a long 7.
Brought down by number 7,
Mike Rosa is one player who's very good, and but his path to varsity has always been blocked by those above him, just the upperclassmen. But this year he's has a really big chance to shine, and he's doing well today, and we'll probably look to do that going forward in this season as well.
This is actually a pretty big play, guys. I mean, you're looking to kind of seal a victory and finish a game. This is a big play. You want to get them off the field after that turnover.
Well, you see Madison Green in that backfield. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out of there, but no, it's a little tip right there. Nice. Oh, he almost fumbles it, comes back strong, and shakes 3 tackles. He's got the sideline wide open. He's still got it. Pushed out of bounds finally by Oliver Sawyer, but that's a play. Mike Rubin, you just called it. That could have been caught probably maybe after a 1 or 2 yard gain. But give them credit right there. He just cut all the way back from one end of the field to the other and made at least 5 Spartans miss, Joe.
And Boma showing that athleticism that we've seen earlier in the game. He showed it again there, and now North is in position to possibly get more points on the board.
Well, he had to make that play happen, and he did because like I said, he shook off at least 5 tackles and fouled his block.
And if you watch the Uxbridge bench, they were looking at their guys saying, well, which one of you guys was going to tackle him?
Right.
Because it wasn't as though there weren't opportunities to stop him. And give him credit, he kept his feet moving, got his hips kind of out of the way of those oncoming shoulder pads, but somebody needed to wrap him up.
Right, yeah. Arm tackles aren't going to work in that situation.
No, they're not.
Okay, there's Green. He's deep back there. He could be caught back there too, but he finds his way out of trouble, but not before he's dragged down, fortunately, after only about a 2-yard gain. And it looked like Brent Whitlock. Yeah, he picked up 3, Joey, but he could have been easily, driven down for a 3-yard loss.
He's the other key player for this North team, along with Boma. 2 running backs for this team.
I'll tell you what, I don't see a whole lot of sense of time urgency on the North Polar Bears as we're down to 7.5 minutes, and they're acting like they only need 1 score.
I think what they're trying to do, and I may be way off on this, I think they're trying to win this half. I think they're trying to sustain a drive here and use it as a teachable moment for the rest of the season.
There's Boma again, and he gets pushed outside and probably picks up 3 yards. Scott Blanchard, Whitlock, and Stewart right there.
Like you said, Mr. Rubin, I think they realize they're not going to get 3 touchdowns in 7.5 minutes, no matter how hard they try and how fast they snap the ball. So I agree with you there that they're just trying to get some more points on the board and leave this game with a little bit of pride.
Well, and here's again one of those things you get to practice, but isn't really the same until you get to game time. One of these weird 3rd and 4s. You're around midfield. It's 4 down territory. You're not practicing this for a 34-12 game in a non-league game against Uxbridge. You're practicing this for the end of the season when you're playing one of the other Worcester schools, and it might be a 14-12 game, and you're trying to come from behind.
Well, you've got a 3rd and 3 here. They're going to hand that off underneath. Wojo behind him. He just misses him, but they sneak into that 40-yard line of Uxbridge. Just a nice slice and dice right there of running. Whitlock again, as you had several Spartans chasing him, but just couldn't catch him and couldn't bring him down before the first down. And I agree with you guys. This is a much better team in the second half for Worcester North than we've seen certainly in the first half.
Looking more like the team we saw last year than the team we saw in the first half.
Well, you can still hear their bench. You know, they're in this game. Nice little cutback right there. Perfect move. Number 5 again. Nice takedown. Mike Rosa right there. Takes him out at the ankles. Whitlock there. And I'm trying to see who else is that 33 Johnston?
Frees up a second down
50 for Alex Toner.
Alex Stone, okay. So the Uxbridge defense, this is probably one of the longest that they've been continuously on the field for a sequence of plays here in the second half. So give North credit, as you both mentioned. You know, they've done a good job. They're up. They've won this half so far, 6-0, and certainly controlled the clock. 2 men deep along with Watson, and he finds. Oh, nice job by 51 right there. Dan Petrillo. Senior, 5'9". They've got him listed at 230. That's a big kid.
Medical line by number 51.
There's a wrap-up, Mike Rubin.
That's
right
how you tackle. I was going to say that is how you tackle. And they'll tell you the ball carrier for Worcester North, Alex Barolo, he's still feeling that one.
Well, that was almost a German suplex in there too. So that was a great takedown. That's 2 points.
Clock running down to about 5 minutes here to the end of this game, and North is just trying to get more points on the board and make this a closer game.
There's another pass. He looks downfield. That's a nice block, Sam Wojo. Woo.
Down by big number 77, Sam Wojciechowski.
You know, you mentioned it earlier, Joe. He's an excitable kid just to start with. Then he makes a play like that, and his level of energy is just beyond the measuring point. But a very good kid, and I love his enthusiasm. I mean, you're right. In any sport, no matter what he's playing, he's giving you 110%.
That's what you want from a kid.
Absolutely. Give me 10 kids like that all day long.
You get 4th down here. This is a big play. You keep the ball for 6.5 minutes, not to change the subject on you guys. You want to get points.
Right. 4th and long, and he looks to the one side and, gets out of trouble, and he's going to have some room, and he picks up that first down by lowering its head.
With the keeper.
Oof.
That's what happens when you got a middle linebacker playing quarterback. Holy moly, he was like a freight train coming over that left tackle.
2 Spartans, and we go back to that we mentioned earlier, Mike Rubin, about missing tackles and arm tackles. You had 2 kids that sort of ran right by him, but give Watson credit because he created his own first down right there.
Those are the plays that when you watch them back on film, the coaches will put them in slow motion and say, this is what we can't afford to have happen, learn from it. Those are mistakes you're almost okay with in a first game. They're not mistakes that you want to see on Thanksgiving.
Right, no, exactly right. And certainly this is based on some of the scrimmage reports I had, this is a much better looking Spartan team here today, Joey, as well.
At least compared to the Nipmuc game, the offense in particular is just moving so much more than it did against Nipmuc.
Well, it's moving.
Right. But that's why they call them scrimmages.
That's right.
Nice containment right there.
Well, you didn't think Ryan Lindley was going to be playing on Thursday night?
Yeah. Jeez.
Gain of 1, second down and 9.
We don't have any problems with our headsets today, so nobody can whine and complain about not receiving their signals.
And I personally went down there and squeezed a couple of footballs.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You can play to win, or you can play to complain about not winning. So, Patriots, just look at the scoreboard. That's all you got to do there.
Is that the first reference you guys have made to that?
It
the
is.
Whole game? I'm glad I could oblige. I'm glad I could oblige. That's why I'm here.
Second and a long 9 is North continues to control this clock this entire second half, but still down 34-12, and you're going to get a little, I believe, motion right there.
5 jumped off sides.
Yep.
Motion on North.
It has been impressive, the control of the clock and field position for the Polar Bears in the second half. A completely different team than Uxbridge took it to in the first half, and really has held to only 12 points. They'll try it again, but no, not before a timeout, and that's going to be
Timeout called on the
Uxbridge.
field. Timeout Uxbridge.
3 minutes, 4 seconds here left on opening day. 34-12 as the Spartans look to go 1-0. Worcester North Polar Bears 0-1, and Uxbridge's next game is
At Grafton.
Friday night.
Grafton.
Yep.
Friday at Grafton. Grafton always a tough team the last several years. Again, another school with a brand new facility and both in a school building and athletic fields. Very, very nice facility over there.
I don't know if you remember Mr. Gallagher, but I remember when my brother was playing Obi Melifonwu.
Oh, yes.
Playing now at UConn. Very good player that used to
With his
play
gold
for Grafton.
shoes. If you remember that, yes.
Yeah.
Obi, and he's got a couple brothers I know that have played in basketball, and I remember seeing their names this past season in basketball when Uxbridge played them. In fact, Uxbridge basketball went out there the second or third game. Grafton was already out to a 2-0 season lead. They thought Uxbridge was going to be a walkover, and Uxbridge took it to them, and that was sort of a catalyst game, I thought, in the start to their championship run last year.
Definitely. I remember that game close at first, but then Uxbridge pulled away in the second half and ended up winning by about 20 points or so.
Well, Grafton always, like I said, historically a good football program at that school, so that's going to be a tough test for the Spartans versus the Indians there as the Polar Bears make their way back onto the field, as they will have second and a long 15 on the 34-yard line of the Spartans. 3:04 left here in the game. High snap, he's going, it looks to go deep. It's, again, finds his way out of trouble, but not before Sam Wojo slows him down. And in the words of Pete Shenevert, a charity of Spartans, come and just finish the deal.
77, Sam Wojciechowski.
Credit Scott Blanchard on that. The corner that was on the defense on this near side. They wanted to throw down to the corner and go for that big play again, and he had just perfect positioning on the wide receiver on that one-on-one coverage.
Yeah, he looks, Joe and I were saying before, Watson really doesn't, fake you out with anything. He looks at his man, and that's it. So you can tell early on where he's going. And I agree with you. Blanchard was right there on the coverage. It prevented that play downfield and resulted in another tackle behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 12.
This is like a 9.5-minute drive.
Yeah, they've had this ball, it seems like the entire second half.
9:58. They've had it since 9:58 of the third quarter. So
a double reverse, and that gets botched, but number 1, great job again by Scott Blanchard right there.
Scott Blanchard holds him down, and Matt Johnson comes in and finishes the job for about a
Ed Boma, who
10-yard loss, 12-yard loss.
that was, that double reverse just got botched in the second handoff as they almost ran into each other. And Boma, who's had I thought, a standout game today, just couldn't turn the corner. And Scott Blanchard, like you said, just slowed him up, and he was man on the spot. That's a great play. Good for Scott Blanchard. We talked about it before. He's another kid that's worked his way up through the system. Not a big kid, but what he lacks in height and size, he makes up in heart and effort. And like I said, he's another kid. Give me 10 of those all day long.
You started the team off with Sam Wojo and Scott Blanchard. You're on the way to a great team.
Absolutely. Good attitudes and good effort from both of those. A tough snap right there, and Sean Creighton almost gets in there, and Blanchard does a nice job of knocking that ball away, as you had, was it Whitlock or no, Oliver Sawyer, or was it Whitlock?
I think it was Whitlock back there on the coverage, and then Scott Blanchard jumped in and almost tipped the ball away as well.
Well, that was, Mike Rubin, as you alluded to, that's the end of a 9-minute drive.
Longer, yeah, 10 or 11 minutes, and it's almost like you talk about we mentioned the Patriots. You go up and down the field all day long, as the Steelers did on that season opener. They had 250 yards of offense and 3 points.
Right.
Bob Martellio is not going to be too upset with the effort of his defense there, because they held when they had to.
And you got 50. All of a sudden, this game's over with 50 seconds left.
Yep.
Uxbridge goes into the genuflect defense, in the words of Rob Finnegan, and that is it's going to be it. And both of you guys, called it. Northridge came out here, just said, let's win the second half. They did, 6-0. Uxbridge held firm, and I thought they really made some good plays on defense and didn't fall into that trap of complacency and give up big plays. And here they are taking a knee for probably for the last time as Max White-Cohen, give him a lot of credit on his opening day, filling the shoes of Jake Taparowski, as that's going to do it for him. So congratulations to Coach Bob Martellio, his staff, and more importantly the Uxbridge Spartans and that team with a big 34-12 victory here today. And Mike Rubin wanted to, before you head out, first and foremost, welcome to Uxbridge High School. And,
it's like this every week. I promise you I'll be back.
That's right.
No, I appreciate it, and congratulations to those young men. We've had a great season out here so far, and again, I hope everyone takes an opportunity to join us, not just here for the football games, but a lot of great things happening at Uxbridge High School. So thank you guys, too, for everything you guys do. And it's time out of your days and time away from things you could also be doing. So we certainly appreciate it on behalf of the school.
Well, we look forward to not only this season, but of the coming seasons, both academically and, of course, athletically. And again, we welcome you here, wish you the best of luck, and I think you'll find the students and the community to be of your liking. So, but my thank you to Joey Dubois for letting me come in here today, because this is going to be his gig, and I want you to certainly mention your friends as well, because you're going to hear these kids for this year and for the coming sports season. So my thanks to him and to Barry Giles, and I want Joey to take us off, because Joey, you know what, I've worked with you a number of years and watch you grow up as well. And it's just it's very refreshing to see you follow something I know you want to do in college and hopefully beyond that. And you do a great job of it. We heard you in the past in basketball, football, and baseball. So good luck to you and your pals, and thank you for taking this over and running it with Barry Giles and Cam on the Cam and Channel 194, because it's a lot of fun. And it's great to see the students giving back to other students, too. So I want you to finish up, but thank you very much for having me. And thanks to Barry Giles and Channel 194 as well. So take it away.
Thank you for joining me today, Mark. It was a lot of fun and great game to watch. And as you said, great weather. And just some final stats for Uxbridge. Cam Stewart finished with 77 rushing yards and a touchdown. And Oliver Sawyer finished with 85 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. I'd say those were the 2 standouts for Uxbridge on both sides of the ball for the most part. And not much else to say. 34-12, great way to open up the season for Uxbridge. And it looks like it could be the opener to another great season for Uxbridge as Bob Martellio tries to improve once again as the coach of this Uxbridge High football team.
Well, you've said it before. They started 6-5, then 8-3. A big win here today, and I was impressed again. I agree with you, Cam Stewart, Oliver Sawyer, but just as much with Max White-Cohen. I thought he had a lot of poise, a lot of confidence, ran that offense well. You didn't see a whole lot of jitters. Again, stepping into a difficult position after Jake Taparowski being here for so many years, and that offense played very well in the first half, and a big win. And please don't forget to mention your buddies who helped us out today with stats, and I'd also like to thank Tom Rosborough on the PA today too. So
thank you again to Trevor Rafferty and James Stark for doing the stats today, and that's about it. So 34-12, Uxbridge wins. I'm Joey Dubois.
I'm Mark Gallagher. For everybody that Joey's mentioned, our thanks, and we will see you next. Joey and crew will be here, I believe, October 3rd versus Bartlett, and Uxbridge is on the road on Friday at Grafton. So again, Joey, thank you very much, and we will catch you on Channel 194.